Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. And in today's video, I took something really cutesy and pretty and turned it into a spooky Halloween decor project that I absolutely love. Now, I started this project about a week and a half ago before I got really sick, so I do apologize for not having a video out last week. I'm still technically kind of getting over it. I have a lot of drainage, so this voiceover might sound a little different than usual because my nose is still a little stuffy, so I do apologize. However, I am feeling much better than I did, and I'm really ready to start getting these DIY projects out to you because I really miss making them, and I know you guys look forward to my Halloween seasonal DIYs and decor. However, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here and taking the time to watch today's DIY video. But if you can do all of the YouTubey things down below, which is like, comment, and share it to at least one friend, it really does help out my channel. Now, with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, I have this paint your own milkshake banner that I purchased from Five Below. And I know the background looks a little different, and that's because it was not in my office. I was actually down in my dining room with my family because each one of us had our own and we wanted to paint it all together. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to create something while we were doing it together. So if it's a little bit different, I do apologize, but I really thought this would be a great idea if you want to do this and also share it with your family. Now, at first, as you see here, I'm pulling it out of the box. It does come with its own set of paint, a paintbrush, and also the little ceramic house that is actually a milkshake shape, and I think it is totally adorable. Now, remember, you can always paint this however you want, but since it is the season of Halloween in my house, I wanted it to be spooky, so I started to paint it going in with this deep purple. Now, I did not just use the paint that they gave me. I also used my own paint. This is a little bit slick, so I do suggest if you buy one from Five Below like I have here, to maybe sand it down a little bit just to get a better texture to paint on top of. It still worked out in the end, but it was a little bit hard to really get those opaque colors. I had to use multiple layers on each section, about 3 coats, to really get it opaque and not let it look so blotchy, if that makes any sense. So like I mentioned earlier, I did this DIY before I realized I was sick, so the end of it I didn't really get to show you all of the details because I wasn't feeling too well at that point and I didn't get a chance to film it. However, I do show you a close-up at the end. Now, as you see here, I first painted the icing on top, or the ice cream or the milkshake on top, with that deep purple. Then I went in and painted the straw that bright orange color too. Next, I started painting the actual house part, or the cup part of the house, in this lime green color, and then that's when it hit me that I wanted to kind of make this into a creepy Frankenstein cup without it being recognized as Frankenstein. Like, it has subtle hints, but it doesn't actually have his face and all of that. But at the end, you'll get what I'm coming from, hopefully. So I added the lime green all over the bottom. Then after I had a couple layers of the purple, I then started adding my details on top. So I took the same purple and added some white and some pink to it to give it a different hue, and I'm just dabbing it on the top just to give it some interest and depth. Then I went in again with a darker purple and got all of those creases where it would naturally be darker because of the fold. Now I am using acrylic paints, but I'm pretty sure if you have chalk paint or paint pens, it will work as well, and you might have better coverage and control over it if you use a paint marker. Next, I did fill in the bottom and the top underneath the icing with a darker green. I just added some brown to it just to make it really gross and old looking. And then I'm filling in the outer rim of the window of the door. Then I realized I wanted to make the window into an eye, and then I wanted this little piece right here to look like open gashes, and then that gave me the idea to do it on the sprinkles as well. So these are actually going to be like little gashes on the Frankenstein's face that I am going to sew up later on, still using paint. So I'm going in with some red acrylic paint, and since the green was underneath it, it did make it look darker, so I did have to give it a couple of coats. Next, for the top layer, they had these rounded sprinkles on top, and I thought this was perfect because these could turn into little eyeballs. So I went in with this cream color. Once again, had to give it about 3 coats to really make it look opaque and get the coverage that I needed, and went over all of those little dots. I do bounce around a lot. That's because I had to wait for one section to dry, so I started a different section. As you see here, there was a little planted strawberry in the pot, so I just painted that with the same cream color of the eyeballs on the top, and then added black stripes. Then I realized I wanted the door to be green also, so I went in and gave that a couple of layers. Then I didn't really know what to do with the strawberry, so I did paint it orange, and then I went in with brown, and I just kept going back and forth until it just looked like a really orangey blob inside of that planter. And I did the same thing for the top strawberry also. Now I wish I just kept it orange, but I just kept adding onto it, so I don't really like that part. However, overall the whole project looked really well. Then as you see here, I'm going in with my black details. I outlined the door so we know that it's a door, and then I added black to the straw, the planter, and now the doorknob. Then I'm going in with the same black and I'm creating our eye. Before I added the eyeball to the middle, I did add a little bit of redness around our eyeball just to give it another layer of creepiness and depth. Then I went in with that same black acrylic paint and I started creating all these little eyeballs on top of our milkshake. Now I made some rounded and I made some with a slit, so it was like different eyeballs everywhere, and I just think it's super adorable. Then lastly, I just needed to add all of the little details, so I needed to add the stitching in, and I'm just using black acrylic paint, going over our little open wounds right here with it, adding little dots for the stitches to go in between. And then I went back and added more details everywhere for highlights and shadows, and that completes this DIY. This is how our little milkshake house turned into a Frankenstein mashup milkshake house, I believe now. I don't know what to call it, but I just think it's absolutely adorable. It gives all the right spooky vibes that I was going for and creepiness, and it would be perfect to add to my little spooky house collection, or even add it to my kitchen decor for Halloween, or just have it on a bookshelf. But I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, I would like a suggestion on what I should have done for the little strawberries on top and by the door. Should I have made them into jack-o'-lanterns, or what do you think? What should have I painted that instead of just making it a brownish orange blob. But let me know down in the comment section below, and also let me know if you enjoyed this DIY. I really enjoyed it. I love the whole concept of turning something that's cute into something spooky and seeing the different before and after photos of it. I just think it's awesome. I might have to continue this trend throughout the Halloween season. Let me know if that is something you would like to see down in the comment section below also. Now remember friends, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. I am trying to reach the goal of 15,000 subscribers by October, so if we can reach that goal, it would be deeply appreciated. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and watching with me, coming along through my process, even though I'm struggling a little bit to talk. However, I do appreciate all of you, but don't forget to do all of the YouTubey things down below, which is like, comment, and share it to at least one friend. It really does help out my channel. Remember friends, I do have other socials. I have a Facebook, Instagram, a Buy Me a Coffee, and now a Patreon page. If you want to see any of the DIYs that I've done previous or now, you can check out all of those. I will have pictures, I will have extra videos, and if you want to sign up to become a Patreon, that link will be down in the description box below. I still have that special going all through September. If you sign up to become a Patreon, no matter which tier you choose, you will receive Happy Mail, and that comes with all different types of things. It is listed here for you so that you can see, check it out. You can also click the link down in the description box below to get further detail on everything. So I really hope that you consider joining becoming a member over there. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I had a blast making it, and I really need to get back and make more DIYs because I am a little behind. I am feeling well, so I am getting back to work so that you guys have more content for the Halloween season. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy, and as always, I will see you in the next one.